This guy almost lost his company because of a bad idea, and you will finish the video understanding an entrepreneurship secret that could be difference in your business. Everyone in Brazil knows a product that hit the market about 8 years ago, Greek yogurt. And now I'm going to tell you a case that almost led to the ruin of a company. And you will understand a lot about the customer market works in Brazil and around the world. So stay until the end because it will be worth it. First, I tell you a little story and then I will bring the lesson. Few years ago, a businessman friend of mine in the dairy industry had his eyes lighted up when he discovered that there was a product on the North America market that was gaining a legion of fans. Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is a normal yogurt, but the fermented milk is obtained by partially removing the serum in an artisanal way with a cloth bag. As much of serum leaves, the final product gains a firm consistency with more protein and fat. Yes, remove the serum from the yogurt and the good stuff remains. In the US, there were 3 companies that were greatly succeeding with this product: Chobani, Phage, and Yoplait. Then, the business owner of the dairy traveled to the US, drank the Greek yogurt there and came back to excited than a child of Christmas Eve. He got in Brazil saying, "We are also to go and produce our brands Greek." And this is where the story started to get interesting. His first step was to hire a technical consultancy to develop his Greek yogurt. Then the consultancy presented him 2 projects. The first of these, the businessman had to pay around 3 million reais to buy a machinery that produced Greek yogurt like the one in the US. I will explain. The Greek yogurt produced there is not made artisanally. It's obtained by physical process that use membrane and centrifuges. There are large tanks that beat the yogurt in a specific way until the serum is removed, thus obtain Greek yogurt. And in the second project, the guy was going to make Greek yogurt the way is made in the vast majority of companies in Brazil. Brazil. So, do you know how it works? They take normal yogurt and instead of bleeding and until the serum is removed, they add protein and thickeners to obtain more density at lower cost. Things like milk protein concentrate, whey protein concentrate, powdered milk, modified stretch, xantana gum, guar gum, etc. My businessman friend has his eyes shining and say, "I'm going to invest 3 million and I'm going to make the best Greek yogurt in the country." And this is where I deserve your like, because I'm going to give you a free consultancy, the same one I gave him and made him give up of their project. And he is still my friend on this day. Come with me. First, he has going to invest 3 million reais to develop a new product. But 3 million for him was a lot of money. It represents more than 40% of his annual cash flow. So the first thing I did was to help him see the size of the investment based on the amount of money that came into his company every year. In other words, 40% of everything he received from his sales that year was just to implement the North American Greek Yogurt project. He did not have all that money in cash and would have to take corporate money and pledged his asset, such as his house, company building, etc., as collateral for the loan. Only here, I don't know if I would to the deal, but calm down, the situation gets much worse. Number 2. If he developed Greek yogurt, removing part of the product and discarding it, this means that its cost would be much more expensive. Look how crazy it is. Let's do a simple math. If you made 1,000 kilo of yogurt per day and remove 20% of serum to transform into Greek, it means that his product would only yield 800 kilos of Greek per day. While the competition, if it make 100 kilo of yogurt per day, would have to add another 10 or 15% products like gum, such as hell, to make Greek, and that would give at least 1,100 kilo of Greek. In other words, his product yielded 37.5% less than competitor who made the same 100 kilo. In short, so far he would have spent 3 million reais on the project and would have 37% lower product yield. In addition to the expensive machinery, he would have to charge much more for the product since the yield would be lower. Did you get the logic? Third, competition was already forced due to sale of Greek yogurt here. In Brazil, the sale of Greek was blooming, but there are already many large companies that were already working on this product here. In other words, the competition was so great that it has already turned in the fight with scientists in the dark. A lot of people doing the same thing as you destroys your profits margin with the excess of your revenues over your cost and expenses. And the profit margin on Greek yogurt was the great anymore. It was no longer a profit margin of 15 or 20%, but something around 6%. At this point in the story, I would have given up on the idea, but there is fourth reason and the most important of all. Before passing on this reason, leave your like and follow the channel. Now, you want to know why I told this guy that I would never such crazy thing. Look, I'm a natural entrepreneur, and entrepreneurs love risk because we love the reward that is hidden behind the problem. But there is a goal, there is a risk meter that would prevent me from doing this crazy thing. And this name is, fourth, customer perceptions of value. Customer perception of value is one of the most important metrics for any business. If I give you 200,000 reais in your hand and tell you choose between a Volkswagen Jetta GLE with 230 horsepower and standard BMW with 184 horsepower, I'm sure 90% people would choose to ride a BMW. Why? Because in the end, in entrepreneurship, we are never talking about products or service. We are talking about human feelings. Did you get that phrase? I will repeat. In the end, in the entrepreneurship, in your life, in life of your children, we are never talking about product or service. We are talking about human feeling. That's what matters when we're selling. The feeling, the intention, the desire, the fear, the pain, the ambition, the need of the human being on their sides. And the market perception of value is a synthesis of these feelings. For a normal, unformed customer, there are not two ways to produce in Greek. There is only a good and a bad Greek yogurt, and that's it. And if the customer perception of value indicates that any product is suitable, which one will they buy? The brand he likes most or the cheapest on the shelf. And that's when I stopped the guy committing a crime against his company. Keep that sentence. If your customer perception of value indicates that there is no difference, there is no point to making a more expensive product through a process that is much more expensive and trying to push a yogurt worth 50, 60% more than the competitors, and thinking that you will see horrible. If there was a way for him to change the customer perception of value in relation to this Greek yogurt and charge the customer twice as much for his product, he could even face the game, doing storytelling, creating experience, or adding value to the product. But in this case, we would have to spend a lot of money on our marketing, educating customers about real Greek yogurt, and in fact, he would incur a loss due to a beautiful and poorly executed idea. At the end of the day, one of the things that matters most in business is the customer perception of value. And if you are going to spend too much money trying to change this perception of value, be careful. It could be a lot of money wasted on a bad business. I'm Danilo de Souza, and this is Ranigans.